It's time for Issues and Catan Nevis. Today's the 19th of March, 2024. And as usual, we have a packed show for you this afternoon with lots of interesting conversations. So my first guest is already in the studio. She is Deidre Richardson, and she's here to tell us about a women's entrepreneurship conference. How are you doing, Miss Richardson?
I am amazing, thank you. And you?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to have you here with us this afternoon. So as I mentioned, you are about to speak to us about a women's entrepreneurship conference. Tell us more.
Okay. The Women Entrepreneur Conference is under the theme, Vessels, Refined Vessels in Leadership. And these are women who are seeking to be empowered in every area of their lives, not just on the job, but in every area of their life to have that empowerment. On the Friday the 29th of March, we will be having a session of empowerment, speaking about overcoming obstacles and processing pain. On the Saturday, which is the 30th, we will be having an Entrepreneurs Summit. For the Entrepreneurs Summit, we are having 5 speakers. In the morning, we are focusing on business building, and in the afternoon, leadership empowerment. There's going to be a break for lunch. Directly after lunch, we are going to have a networking session. So persons attending the conference are encouraged to bring whatever they want to display about their business, whether it is a leaflet, a flyer, or business cards. They can have that interaction in the room as well.
So this is basically for women who are already entrepreneurs.
Yes, entrepreneur. I would not say altogether, because there are some persons, they're employed, but they have a business idea.
Okay.
So those individuals who have a business idea, you can come and get information to push your business. What I've realized also, I have been engaged by some women. Some persons wanted to bring their significant other, because maybe that person might have been their soundboard or a business partner, as well as there's a particular gentleman who spoke to me this morning. He said, Miss, can men come to the entrepreneur session? I would say yes. Why would I say yes? Men can come to the session. Simply because in the morning, as we are dealing with funding, men need funding for their businesses as well.
Yes.
And in the afternoon, as we speak about leadership, refined vessels, yes. But at the same time, we will speak about leading with empathy. A man could be a refined vessel. He might have had started very low in life, maybe been abused and gone through so much in life, and he decide, well, okay, I'm pushing myself, I have a skill, I got my education, I got my training, I want to do something better with my life. And he can actually start his business, and that is going to be able to add to the economy. Sometimes it's not where you start in life, but it's where you end up. So he too can be a part of that session.
Okay, sounds good. So you mentioned that you're going to have 5 speakers?
On the Saturday.
On the Saturday. So who are those speakers?
You're going to have Natasha Leader. She's going to be speaking about funding. Natasha Leader, she's going to be speaking about funding. And then you're going to have Sheena Regis. She's going to speak about illuminating your wealth, the journey with confidence. And Janelle Casimir, creating wealth for retirement income. After lunch, I will do the session on leading with empathy. Then you have Juliet Keynes, who will be speaking on exchanging bitter for better.
Okay, interesting. And then you have sessions on Sunday as well.
Yes. On the Sunday, there is the entrepreneur celebration. So we are going to invite them to church and incorporate it. Yes, it's Easter Sunday, but we want to celebrate our entrepreneurs as well. So we're going to have a celebration for the entrepreneurs. And the Sunday night is prophetic activation. Prophetic activation, we are going to be praying for our teammates, We are going to be praying for the employees, because I said teammates because you're going to have leaders there too. So these people work for organization. They do have a business idea. So we are going to be praying for those businesses, praying for our business partners, and we will pray for suppliers as well and vendors, subcontractors. We want to be able to cover the stakeholders of our businesses, because without these, the business can't survive. So it's important for us to pray for our clients also, and then we would speak a life into the businesses. Sometimes you're going through a rough patch in life and you could speak negative, but we don't want to do that. We want to speak life, give our businesses a chance to breathe, to survive, to thrive, and add to the growth of the economy here in St. Kitts.
Okay. So where is all of this happening?
On the Friday at 4:30, it's going to be at Covenant Remnant Fellowship Ministries on Pond Road. And then the session for the Entrepreneur Summit, that's going to be at the St. Kitts Nevis Chamber of Industry and Commerce. That's going to start at 9:30 in the morning. And then the Sunday session, 9 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. is going to be at Covenant Remnant Fellowship Ministries.
Okay. So I've got to ask you, what was the motivation behind putting on this 3-day event?
Okay, after the Entrepreneurs Showcase in January, I said, no, I need to do more for the entrepreneurs. And I've been doing women empowerment from
So you had a showcase
year.
in January?
Yes, I did.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll come back to.
Okay, the Entrepreneurs Showcase in January, we had a few entrepreneurs displaying their products and telling us about it. We looked at building the entrepreneur story. Because when you start a business, sometimes there are so many changes before you come to where you are now. And if you take that story and form a framework, you can help somebody else who's interested in that same business. So we looked at them and at their products, and it was surprising and it was amazing as well. Because some persons started from a passion. Some persons decided, okay, let me just go learn, I'll just try it. And there are others who decide, okay, I'm going to knit as a passion. And when you look at the things that were created, it was mind-blowing.
Wow.
The talent, the creativity, the innovation, and it was just beautiful to see what they came up with.
Okay, so that was the motivation.
That was one of the motives for the workshop. And last year, I focused mainly on empowering women. So we did a series on them, with them last year. And I figure, well, if the women entrepreneurs are empowered, it can have the ripple effect. The ripple effect is where we impact the people we get involved with.
Okay.
And starting with our children. So we now can teach and train our children, because oftentimes the mothers are the one there to mold and nurture the children. So if mom is an entrepreneur, she can be able to teach certain skills to the child, and certain skills that the child learn can be implemented in school. And they get a business idea, learn how to appreciate the value of things, learn how to spend money. So these are some things. And even customer service. Customer service, as mommy teach that to them, they can learn to apply that same technique in school with their peers and the teacher. It's about being pleasant, being approachable, and being able to help person with knowledgeable information as well as you serve persons.
So you set out to not only empower women, but teach them skills as it relates to entrepreneurship as well.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I want you to invite our listeners to come to this conference.
To our valued listeners, I'm inviting you to the Women Entrepreneurs Conference. Why should you come to that conference? Have you ever thought of leading with empathy? I've heard persons that I felt like a transaction. I work, I get paid, nothing else, nothing more, that's it. But what if we decide to lead with empathy, adding value to the persons with whom we lead? How different would that be? And this can actually filter to every aspect of your life, in your relationship with your significant other, with your children, with your customers, with your clients. Lead with empathy. The confident woman. The confident woman is a woman who knows how to manage her pain. When we look at the event on the Friday night, we are going to be dealing with that, managing pain. Because overcoming obstacles, it means that you would have gone through some things that now you are able to overcome. And then another individual, Shirley Benjamin, would be speaking on processing pain. Have you ever realized if a woman has not learned to process and manage her pain, spontaneously or unconsciously, she begins to react. And then she said, I don't know why I did that. Why did I do that? But what if you manage the pain? You take it from the subconscious and then you begin to manage it. So when you act, it's intentional rather than having a subconscious action coming forth from a past experience. So these are things we want to work with our women to empower them so that they will be empowered in every aspect of their lives.
Okay, fantastic. How much and how much is for how much to attend the conference, and how do people get tickets for this conference?
To attend the conference, the early bird special has gone, so it's now $125 US for the 3 days, for the 3-day session. If there's a gentleman who's willing to accompany his significant other or who is part of a sounding board for one of these women, he can come for US $80. But women are encouraged to be a part of the journey for the 3 days, and you can register via Facebook.
Okay.
At Richardson's Business Services or DJ Richardson. There's a link there that you can register.
Okay, and we'll be sure to post the flyer as well so that our audience can have the information. And we wish you all the success in the world with this conference.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We have some other guests who are already in the studio, so we're going to take a break while we switch over.